Welcome y'all to my kitchen counter. So, I've been really reluctant to talk more about vaccinations and all the craziness that's been going on. A, because mentally it was draining the shiitake mushrooms out of me. And B, it was just a lot. It was a lot of energy I was exerting, like with the research and the stuff like that. But getting on here now because lately things have just been getting scarier and scarier as I briefly see what's going on in the news. I am in no shape, way, or form caring. I really have no interest in where you fall on this argument. And I say this all the time. What you do with your child is your choice, and that is what I want everyone to understand. The problem with mandating or what's going on in Rockland right now, where they're banning kids from such places, or you can get 6 months of jail time. It's scary because a lot of people are totally okay with it. A lot of people are really sitting here and they're just saying, you know what, this needs to happen. This is needed to happen a long time ago. I'm happy that this is happening, but what I want y'all to see is that this has happened multiple times. Maybe not, this may not be as like grand as the issues that I'm going to bring up, but in Nazi Germany, they were banning people from places, and in order for them to be able to, I guess, like state who they were, what they were, they had to have a badge, some type of scarlet letter that basically tells the people who they are. So now my question is this: how would people know who's vaccinated and who's not? Do you have to walk around with your paperwork? If you are in Rockland, are officers just walking around kind of like, hey, are you vaccinated? Let me get your information. I'm gonna run it in through my doctor records. Like, I don't understand how this works. That's number one. Number two, the fact that a lot of people are just so willingly letting rights be taken from them, regardless of how you feel about it. My issue is that this is just the catalyst of what's going to end up being taken away later. So yeah, I've said this a million times. What they do in one state will eventually be implemented in another, in another, in another. So there's no wonder why it's happening in New York. New York has a tendency of anything happening there, it just explodes. When 9/11 happened, it hit the world. Like, it hit the world. The whole world's frequency dropped on 9/11. So anything that happens in New York has a potential to be magnetized everywhere else. So we are allowing people to be banned from a location because of something as simple as vaccinations and non-vaccinations. And I totally understand what they're doing. Like, I get, because they really are tugging at your heartstrings, the media. Because you sit there and you say, what about the people who have cancer? What about the kids who can't, like infants, who can't get vaccinated yet because their immune systems are so small? Your newborn should not be outside for 6 weeks. For at least 40 days, your infant should be indoors, not outside. That's number one. If y'all don't know, really do your research on the 40 days after postpartum. It's really an important period. That's number one. Number two, so we care so much about the people who have cancer and their immune systems are suppressed. We care so much about the people who are sick and can't get vaccinated because their immune systems are not up to par. So now, if that's the case, why then are your hospital doctors, your pharmaceutical companies, why aren't they talking about the alternative ways that you can cure cancer? There's tons of studies, there's articles, there's tons of people you can get this information from. Things as simple as a safe tea, things as simple as a coffee enema, things as simple as changing your diet and eating more fruits and vegetables and letting go of the processed junk that also your government has said it's okay to consume. If they really care, don't you think that those things would be starting to like flip over? And not just for the people who can afford it, because I get it, if you have really good insurance, yeah, you can afford to do these beautiful little alternative medical centers that have everything. They don't have just regular doctors that do surgery and OBGs and all this stuff, but no, they also have alternative doctors. But what about the people at the bottom? Like, okay. If they really cared, then before you get surgery on anything, your doctor would tell you different options that you could do in terms of your diet. And not just the measly, oh, you should eat better. No, like they'll tell you, lay off the meat, lay off. And if you have a doctor like this, keep them, because they run far and few, my dear. My other issue with that concept is, what you're going to tell me is, oh, but how many people actually listen to their doctor? How many people will actually just not do this and not do that and not do this? So now again, I have to run the risk that my child gets vaccine injury for you, a person that won't listen to the doctor who tells you to eat better, a person who deliberately eats like crap and doesn't exercise. So I have to have that issue. I have to carry that, because I decided that my child's not going to be vaccinated, and I'm going to do everything that I need to do so that I can make sure that she's always healthy, so that her immune system can handle if and when she gets some type of illness. Let me tell you something a little bit about vaccines. Vaccines don't stay in your body. They wane over time. So a lot of us are probably unvaccinated at this moment, which makes me wonder if that's the reason why the limit is 18 and under, because anyone over that probably doesn't have the vaccines. Natural immunity, when you get something, that's how you get vaccinated, naturally. So if I get germs, this is what doctors tell you. So it works for little sicknesses, but it won't work for the big ones. That's what they tell you. But what they don't tell you is that it's because of the fact that we eat like crap. It's because of the fact that there's chemicals in the air. It's because of the fact that you're eating junk and not life, so that your body cannot sustain itself, that if it does get sick, it can't fight. Because what have you given? What kind of fuel, what kind of ammo have you given your body to be able to handle that? Nothing. What your doctor told you, which was to get it, which was to get an injection. But how many of y'all really sit here and y'all eat vegetables? Not many. How many of y'all eat fruits? Probably just in the summertime, which if you're in the Northeast makes sense. But how many of y'all are really sitting here and doing the work to actually take care of yourselves? Not that many. And I get it. It's hard. It's expensive. It's hard. But you know what? You don't need another pair of Jordans. You don't. You don't need another car. You don't need 10 homes. You need health. Mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. You need health. That is literally the most important thing that we need as human beings. Because how can we live? And then people want to say, oh, but we're living so much longer now. Are we? Like, are we really alive? Or just on? Like, come on. Like, it's crazy because before I redid this video, I was going ham in the video before. I was just getting so, like, emotionally invested in it. And it's because it hurts me to think that I have to run the risk of going to jail. I've had this issue already where CPS came after me because of something that was natural. And I decided not to do something because I felt like my rights as a mother weren't being upheld. And I got scared and I felt like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. And that's a problem because I at least know how to listen to my body. I at least know herbs. I at least read, and I do a lot of research that I can handle that. If, okay, something goes wrong, like let's go, let's do what we have to do. But if you're not that, you know, knowledgeable on that, what then? You don't go to the doctor and something bad happens, and then you're so scared that you just don't even want to go. Like, I know how to talk to doctors. I'm a doula. I know law, very little, but I know enough about my rights and how I can talk that I'm able to do what I'm able to do and not go get put into jail because I said something stupid. But what about the people who don't? They run the risk of having that on their conscience forever, that they got put in jail and they killed their child because they feared going to a hospital. Like, that's where we're going. And that's not okay. Because I don't want to have to, God forbid, have to take Luna to the emergency room and have this argument. What if they tell me that I have to get put in jail? What if they tell me I'm a bad mom? Because y'all are really sitting here and letting our rights be taken away without really knowing everything and every aspect of that. That you're going to just listen to what the media tells you and not really do your own research. Like, you really need to pick up a phone and stop worrying about what's going on in the shade room and like really focus on what's going on in the courtrooms. Like, what's going on in the courtrooms is so important to all of us. And that, again, like I said in the beginning, I don't care where you fall in the vaccine argument, whether you want to or you don't, but I will fight for your right to choose. Because even for those that decide that they want to do the vaccines, a lot of people don't want to do them all at once because they've been hearing that, you know, some kids get injured by it. So even that won't be up to you. Like, what else are you going to just be like, okay, here, take my rights. I don't need them. Well, I do. I need my rights. And I'm not going to sit here and feel bad about doing something that in my heart I find 100% okay. I really do. Because I'm not choosing me over you or you over me. I'm choosing for all of us. You should be able to choose. I should be able to choose. People should be able to have a choice. And you sitting here talking about we gonna ban people from public places. Y'all sound just as stupid as Hitler. Like, that is our constitutional right. You just sitting here and giving to them on a silver platter. And I apologize for calling y'all stupid, but like, really look at it. We don't need to be here. Like, we really need to start getting up in the courtrooms. We really need to start doing our research. We really need to start taking back our rights and stop letting other people tell us how to feel, how to think, how to do. Like, stop. Because we're gonna sit there, or maybe we won't. They might have put enough fluoride in the damn water that y'all really won't sit here and start contemplating other things. Pero I'm hoping that some of y'all gonna, you know, some of our descendants are gonna grow up and be like, yo, that was dumb. The same way we look at Nazi Germany, like, wow, how the hell did a whole mass of people let that happen? It's happening. So really think about what's going on and really fight this. And for those that are in Rockland, I hope y'all don't stay. And I hope y'all come out en masse, because this is ridiculous. And people who really sit there and think that it's just people who are unvaccinated that are spreading these are not paying attention to the numbers and are just paying attention to the numbers that the media tells you. But go look. A lot of these people are vaccinated just as bad as they're not vaccinated. And yeah, okay. So if you're telling me that there's an issue, so somebody comes in with, and you clearly have to come from overseas, because we don't have that here, right? For the most part, we don't have that here. So they're coming in from overseas, whether you're on vacation, whether you're immigrating here, whatever. I'm not sitting here even having that discussion. But, so it's coming over here. And it's, everyone is getting it. Vaccinated and unvaccinated. So it had to be the unvaccinated that gave it to them, and it's causing this epidemic. What if it was just literally just the vaccinated? Because you do run the risk of, no, you do. It's not even run the risk. It does happen. You lower your immune system when you get vaccinated. And when you lower your immune system, guess what? You can't fight germs. You can't fight infections. So for my child who didn't have her immune system suppressed, I've been eating pretty well since pregnancy, since post-pregnancy, pre-pregnancy, that her immune system can handle if something gets into her system. And then I would know to keep her home, to do all the things that I need to do, to give her soups, give her teas, give her everything that I know that I have to be giving her because of whatever she has. So I'm doing it. It's actually harder for me to do it this way. But this is what I choose. So now because your child's immune system is suppressed, whether it be because they got a vaccination or if it was because of the fact that they can't get vaccinated, because those are possible. They get injured, or they don't get injured. They get sick from this thing. Their immune system is going to work double time to try to heal them. And then not just that, they have a chance of having some type of shedding. We see this all the time. You can't go to Johns Hopkins Hospital, and you can't go to St. Jude's Hospital if you've just gotten a vaccine. Don't believe me? Go on their site. Go on the visitors information. Like, y'all really need to sit back and like really think about what this means for our other rights. I really hope and I pray that this changes quickly, because it's gonna get ugly out there. But thank you for attending my mini TED Talk. I hope that this really sparks you to research and not just take what's being spewed at you as fact, and just really understanding what this Rockland thing, what's going on with the mandates, what this really means for our future. Peace and love. Have a great day.